In the world of the NBA, some players have had a single season of brilliance that left fans in awe, only to never replicate that success again. Join us as we dive into the fascinating stories of these one-hit wonders of the NBA. And the first player we're going to discuss is big man Larry Sanders. He played his college basketball at Virginia Commonwealth University, where he developed a reputation for being a solid defensive presence, and after 3 years at VCU, Sanders declared for the NBA draft and was selected by the Milwaukee Bucks with the 15th overall pick in the 2010 draft. Sanders had a pretty underwhelming start to his NBA career, as in just his first 2 seasons he only averaged 4 points and 3 rebounds, but he showed promise as a shot blocker as he rejected 1.4 shots per game, playing in 112 games. In Sanders' third NBA season, he earned a large opportunity as his minutes increased to 27 per game, which was a 15-minute increase from the previous season. And Sanders made the most of that opportunity as he emerged as one of the premier defensive players in the league and set career highs in every statistical category. During the 71 games that he played, he averaged 10 points, 10 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks a game, finishing second in the NBA in blocks per game, just behind Serge Ibaka. Sanders' breakout season came with great recognition as he finished 7th at Defensive Player of the Year voting and 3rd in Most Improved voting, while helping the Bucks secure a playoff spot, and the Bucks finished with a record of 38-44. And after Sanders' breakout season, the Bucks rewarded him with a $44 million contract extension, but shortly after the extension is where Sanders' career went downhill rather quickly as he faced several challenges, such as an injury to his thumb that he sustained at a nightclub altercation, which limited his playing time. Additionally, Sanders faced multiple suspensions for violating the NBA's no drug policy, and this led him to only play 50 games over the course of the next 2 seasons. And in February 2015, Sanders left the Bucks because of reoccurring anxiety and depression issues as the primary reason for his departure from basketball, and the Milwaukee Bucks bought him out of his contract and he was no longer a member of the team. However, in 2017, Sanders briefly returned to the NBA, signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he played in only 5 games but struggled to regain his previous form and conditioning that he once had, and eventually the Cavaliers waived him, making the end of his NBA playing career. After Sanders' career ended, he has been an advocate for mental health awareness, using his platform to support and inspire others dealing with the same issue. And moving on to our next player is a stretch 4 sharpshooter big, Davis Bertans. He began his professional basketball career in Europe, playing for teams in Latvia and Slovenia, and his impressive performances in Europe caught the attention of the NBA scouts, leading him to be selected by the San Antonio Spurs with the 42nd overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft. And years later, Bertans joined the Spurs for the 2016-2017 NBA season. Known for his shooting prowess, particularly from behind the arc, Bertans quickly found a role as a valuable bench player and floor spacer for the Spurs, but played in limited minutes. And by the 2019 season, he was averaging 8 points per game and shooting an impressive 43% from 3-point range, but as the Spurs were looking to rebuild, they traded Bertans to the Washington Wizards, which was a blessing in disguise for Bertans. This move gave Bertans a larger role and more opportunities, as he received a career-high 29 minutes per game and played in 54 games. With the increased role, Bertans had a breakout year, averaging 15 points per game and became one of the league's top 3-point shooters, as he made just under 4 a game while still shooting 43% from 3, and became one of the premier stretch 4s in the NBA. That same season, Bertans finished 11th for Most Improved Player award, and he finished 8th for 6th Man of the Year award. Following his breakout season, Bertans signed a massive 5-year, $80 million contract extension with the Washington Wizards in November of 2020. However, that contract would soon be one of the worst in the NBA. Bertans maintained his shooting percentage, however, his minutes started to decrease and dealt with a few nagging injuries over the course of the next few seasons. And in that same season, his scoring decreased to 12 points per game, but was still a very valuable stretch 4. However, his 3rd season with the Washington Wizards was significantly worse, as he only averaged 5 points per game. From 2022 to 2024, Bertans has been traded 3 times, mainly for salary dumps, playing for teams like the Magic, the Thunder, and is now currently on the Charlotte Hornets. Over the course of the past 3 seasons, Bertans has averaged 6 points per game while only receiving 10 minutes per game. But the good news for NBA teams is that Bertans' contract runs out at the end of 2024-2025 NBA season, and unfortunately for Bertans, he may not receive another contract. If he does, it's going to be probably on a minimum, given that his inconsistency on playing valuable minutes. And the next name on this list is one that y'all probably know far too well, and that is college phenom Michael Carter-Williams. He attended Syracuse University, and Carter-Williams gained national attention during his sophomore season and declared for the 2013 NBA draft. NBA scouts were excited about Carter-Williams as he stood at 6'6" with impressive point guard skills. For the 76ers, he made an immediate impact his rookie season, displaying his ability to score, rebound, and assist, including an outstanding debut recording 22 points, 12 assists, 9 steals, and 7 rebounds against the reigning champs, the Miami Heat. Carter Williams had an outstanding rookie season as he averaged 16 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds, and almost 2 steals a game, and surprised the league by earning himself the NBA's Rookie of the Year award, which would wind up being the best season of his career. In his second season with the 76ers, Carter Williams continued to put up solid numbers, but his team struggled overall. Therefore, he was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks midway through the 2014-2015 NBA season. His play for the Bucks that season stayed consistent as he averaged 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists for the remaining games of the season. Despite Carter Williams still looked like a young promising guard, this would be his last true impactful season. He was again traded, but only this time to the Chicago Bulls to begin the 2016 NBA season, where he played a limited role, only averaging 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. In the 2017-2018 season, Carter Williams signed with the Charlotte Hornets as he primarily played backup, again averaging low numbers, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. And in the following season, Carter then signed with the Houston Rockets, but struggled to find a consistent role as he was traded back to the Chicago Bulls in January and was immediately waived. Following being waived, Carter Williams signed a 10-day contract with the Orlando Magic back in March of 2019 and eventually secured a spot on the team for the remainder of the season. And he has found himself a role as a reliable backup point guard, providing energy and defensive intensity off the bench, and he has stayed with the team ever since. And Carter Williams is currently providing a young Orlando Magic team with great veteran experience. However, it's looking like his NBA career might come to an end. And for the next person on this list, we're going to be jumping back to the 1990s, and we will discuss the season sharpshooter Dana Barros had. And Dana was selected by the Seattle Supersonics with the 16th overall pick in 1989 NBA draft. During his early years with the Supersonics, Barros played as a backup point guard and averaged 8 points per game. However, in 1993, Barros was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, which would be the best thing that happened to his NBA career. And Barros' first season of Philly was a success as he averaged 13 points per game with career-high shooting splits. But the best was yet to come for Barros, as in the following season would be his true breakout season as he averaged 20 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. His performance earned himself a spot in the NBA All-Star game, which would be the only All-Star appearance of his career. His level of play increased so significantly that the NBA awarded him with the Most Improved Player award, and Barros was one of the league's most prolific three-point shooters, making 199 three-pointers that season with a remarkable 46% shooting percentage from behind the arc. After his All-Star season, Barros signed his first big contract with his hometown team, the Boston Celtics, which was a 4-year contract worth $13.6 million. However, despite the big payday, once he arrived in Boston, Barros' great season seemed to be a fluke, as he only averaged 13 points and 4 assists during his tenure with the Celtics. Barros joined the Detroit Pistons in the year 2000, where he played for 2 seasons, and his role with the Pistons was primarily as a veteran presence and a shooter off the bench, and he continued to demonstrate his three-point shooting ability and contributed valuable minutes as a backup guard. After a brief hiatus, Barros returned to the Boston Celtics for the 2003 NBA season, playing a similar role as he did in Detroit. Final stint marked the end of his NBA playing career. After retiring from professional basketball, Barros remained involved in the sport as he worked as a coach in various roles within basketball organizations, and he also opened up the Dana Barros Basketball Club, which was a sports complex in Massachusetts, where he focuses on developing young talent and promoting the sport. Staying on the topic of sharpshooters, Aaron Brooks was one of the best for a short time. He attended the University of Oregon, where he played college basketball for the Oregon Ducks, and Brooks was selected by the Houston Rockets with the 26th overall pick in the 2007 NBA draft. Brooks had a mediocre start to his career, as for the first 2 seasons for the Houston Rockets, he primarily came off the bench to provide them with an offensive spark. He averaged just 8 points on decent efficiency, but due to Brooks' small size, standing at just 6 foot, caused him to struggle on the defensive end, meaning it was difficult for him to find consistent minutes. However, in Brooks' third season would be his breakout season, as he averaged 20 points per game and 5 assists per game, emerging as one of the league's top scoring point guards. Brooks also led the NBA in three-point makes that season with 209, shooting an astonishing 40% from that range. And due to his much improved season, the NBA awarded him by naming him the NBA's Most Improved Player award. However, that would be the best version the NBA would get of Aaron Brooks, as the following season he was traded to the Phoenix Suns, where he struggled to score efficiently. That following offseason, Brooks became a free agent and no NBA team offered him a contract, so he signed with a pro team in China. After a successful season in China, Brooks was back in the NBA the following season after he rejoined the Houston Rockets briefly before being traded to the Sacramento Kings. Then Brooks signed with the Denver Nuggets in the 2013 NBA season, where he played as a backup point guard. His role was limited, but he contributed valuable minutes off the bench, being a spark plug. Brooks then found a more stable role with the Chicago Bulls, as he had 2 productive seasons with the Bulls, averaging 8 points per game with good shooting splits from 3-point range. And then soon after that, Brooks then signed with the Indiana Pacers for the 2016 NBA season, where his role for the Pacers was similar to his previous stint, where he provided veteran leadership and scoring and shooting off the bench. And then finally, Brooks joined the Minnesota Timberwolves for the 2017-2018 NBA season, which marked his final stint in the NBA. His role was very limited, only appearing in 32 games and averaging 2 points per game. And there you have it, the captivating story of NBA players who shined brightly for a single unforgettable season. And speaking about unforgettable seasons, Kobe Bryant during his MVP run was unstoppable. If you want to learn more about that, check out this video right here.